yoga to Vasudev results in knowledge and detachment causelessly arising, not the other way around. Not that knowledge and the ascending process, and more knowledge, and now I know Krishna. That's not how it works. You won't know Krishna that way. But if you know Krishna through devotion, then knowledge is there, and detachment is there. Detachment from what? Detachment from the concept, the mood, the spirit of trying to be the enjoyer of temporary. So what do we do? We're surrounded with the temporary. Bhakti is what you do. You see that which is temporary as it's come from a source. Let me offer that to the source. That's bhakti. It's very simple. And that's knowledge and detachment in one package, built in. So which is dependent and which is independent? What does that mean? What am I asking? Bhakti is independent. Supposing I become a PhD. I'm a little old to become a PhD, but supposing some younger person becomes a PhD. Does that mean that they know Krishna because they become a PhD? Well, just study more. No. Study more than that. No. Because that's Ravana building a staircase to heaven. It's not how you get to heaven. Build a staircase. You don't know Krishna by more knowledge, more knowledge, more knowledge. Now I know Krishna. That's not how you know Krishna. In fact, most likely, such a person will become proud. I know so much. Just ask me. Because we have some children here, I'm going to tell a little story it's way back when, some years ago in the early stage of the Hare Krishna movement, it was a common thing that the devotees would have a skit along with the Sunday feast lecture. And the skits were just cute. So one of those skits was The Scholar and the Boatman. You know about that skit? Do you know about The Scholar and the Boatman? Okay, here's the skit. Maybe you and your friend back here can one day do that at the Sunday feast. Who knows? So there's just two people. A scholar comes along. He's got his spectacles down at the end of his nose, like scholars will sometimes do. He's carrying a book, and he says, "Boatman, can you carry me across the river in your boat?" "Oh, yes." So he's looking down his nose at the boatman and says, "Boatman, do you know such and such?" He asked him, some knowledge. No, he says, "No." "Oh, a quarter of your life is wasted." And then he goes on and something. "Boatman, do you know such and such?" "No." "Oh, half of your life is wasted." And then a little bit further, the boatman is rowing the boat, and then a storm comes, and the boat starts tilting, and there's rain, and there's there's sound effects for storm. And the scholar says, "Oh no, the boat is going to tip over. I don't know how to swim." And the boatman says to the scholar, "Your whole life has been wasted." Because the boatman was just a simple devotee. He wasn't a scholar. But he knew the essence. And the scholar knew this information, that information, he had lots of information. But he didn't know the essence. So your life is wasted just by scholarship alone. There's nothing wrong with scholarship. But scholarship alone, where it doesn't connect with who you are and where you've come from and what's the purpose of life and all those essential things, and you live your life that way, then whatever you've accumulated in terms of knowledge is useless. But it's useful when it's connected to bhakti, and it becomes complete when it's connected to bhakti. That's what this verse is saying. So let's do it one more time. I'll read the purport after we say the verse one more time. We'll read the translation and the purport, and then we're done. So, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojataha Janiyati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Yadahaitukam. The word ashu means very soon, meaning the bhakti process compared to the Jnana Vairagya process, which is very troublesome. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, it's troublesome, that it happens very quickly. Translation: by rendering devotional service unto the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, Vasudeva, one immediately, ashu means very quickly, very soon, immediately, knowledge and detachment, quickly. Causeless, ahaituki, causeless, knowledge and detachment arise, or is acquired. Prabhupada's 2-paragraph purport, and we're going to end. Those who consider devotional service to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna to be something like material emotional affairs may argue that in the revealed scriptures, sacrifice, charity, austerity, knowledge, mystic powers, and similar other processes of transcendental realization are recommended. According to them, bhakti, or devotional service to the Lord, is meant for those who cannot perform these high-grade activities. They're a little snobby. Generally it is said that the bhakti cult, this is the critics, for people who can't do this elevated, they can't study the Vedas and learn all these things, then bhakti is there for people that are sentimentalists, and they can just do their bhakti thing, and that's okay. But it's not the real thing. The real thing is study the Vedas and do austerities and do yagyas and things. But that is not the actual fact. The bhakti cult is the topmost of all transcendental activities, and therefore it is simultaneously sublime and easy. It is sublime for the pure devotees who are serious about getting in contact with the Supreme Lord, and it is easy for the neophytes who are just on the threshold of the house of bhakti. To achieve the contact of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is a great science, and supposing somebody has knowledge but they have bad conduct, something's wrong with their knowledge. That's what that's what Balaram said about Brahmaharshan. This fellow sitting on the seat speaking high knowledge, he doesn't have good qualities. He shouldn't be sitting on that seat. And he was offended. Last paragraph. The principles of knowledge and detachment are two important factors on the path of transcendental realization. It's true. All spiritual teachings, there isn't a spiritual teaching that doesn't, a proper, actual, bona fide, real, not just modern, there's some detachment. There must be. It is. So how do you get that? The principles of knowledge and detachment are two important factors on the path of transcendental realization. The whole spiritual process leads to perfect knowledge of everything, material and spiritual. And the result of such perfect knowledge, the results of such perfect knowledge are that one becomes detached from material affection and becomes attached to spiritual activities. Becoming detached from material things does not mean becoming inert altogether, like karma sannyas. Stop work. Become a stone. No. Karma palatyag. Give up renounce the fruits of your work. Continue to work, do your school work, do your office work, do your housework, do your duties in life very nicely, and you offer the results to Krishna. Then you're a yogi.